This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard. Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 177. My name's Adam Patterson. With me today we have Kevin Rakestraw. How you doing, Kevin?
Fantastic.
Awesome. We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
Pretty good.
Nice. That's good to hear, buddy. Before we get your movie of the week, I just want to give a shout out to our latest Patreon subscriber, John Schaumner. I think I know who you are, John, but we'll keep it anonymous. He pledged the $3 per month level, and that entitles him to getting early access to all of the episodes that we put out, so he'll be able to hear this one early. If you want to help support Film Pulse, both in the podcast and the website, you can head over to patreon.com/filmpulse and check out all our various rewards that we have there. We appreciate that very much because I don't want to have to plug audible.com and Squarespace and all those other ones that other podcasts do. I want to be listener supported. You know what I'm saying, Kevin?
There you go. Pledge drive.
Pledge drive.
Pledge drive.
What movie do we have you watch this week, Ryan?
Friday.
Yeah. This one's definitely going to be higher than a 4.
Went with a bigger release this week. I wanted to switch it up and give you something more notable. So obviously I picked this in honor of Straight Outta Compton coming out this week. Directed by F. Gary Gray, same director as Straight Outta Compton. This stars Ice Cube, who's also obviously involved with Straight Outta Compton. That also stars Chris Tucker, Nia Long, Tommy Tiny Lister, John Witherspoon, Regina King's in there. Who else am I missing? DJ Pooh's in there. Bernie Mac, yep. Forgot about Bernie Mac.
Tony Cox.
Yep.
Little guy.
I know. Tony Cox.
It's hilarious.
I have a synopsis here. Two homies, Smokey and Craig, smoke up a dope dealer's weed and try to figure out a way to get the $200 they owe the dope dealer by 10 p.m. that night. In that time, they smoke weed, get jacked, and they get shot at in a drive-by. It's also written by Ice Cube and DJ Pooh. So, Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Friday?
Alright. Ice Cube has a job and he has the day off beforehand. And somehow he loses his job on his day off. And his best friend, Chris Tucker, tells him that he's gonna get him high because he's never smoked weed. And he doesn't have any job or any responsibilities to work out to be responsible with. So he decides that he's going to give him a fun-filled high day. And throughout the day, they meet various people, neighbors, and people throughout the entire neighborhood. And one guy is a drug dealer named Big Worm. And he originally gave the weed to Chris Tucker to get him to sell it. But instead of selling it, Chris Tucker decides to smoke it all and not pay for any of it. And obviously this makes the drug dealer unhappy. And the drug dealer sends a drive-by crew to shoot at both of them. And ultimately they're unsuccessful. And Craig has Ice Cube. He is in his room at one point and he pulls a gun out and his dad freaks out. They have a discussion about how back in his day the fights they weren't solved by guns, they were solved by fists. and you live to fight another day. And there's also another character named Debo. Some of you may recognize from the WWF because he was a wrestler. But he is a very large, cross-eyed man. I think he's cross-eyed. He has lazy eye. But anyway, at the end of the evening, Diva comes and there's kind of a little argument that breaks out. And this one girl that Ice Cube is really into gets hit in the face by Debo. And obviously, Ice Cube thinks that it's not cool. So they start fighting. Eventually, knocks him out with a brick, and Chris Tucker tells everyone that he's done with drug dealing and he's going to rehab. And the movie ends with him taking a hit from a joint, blowing it out the camera, and saying, "I was just bullshitting, and you know this." And that's the end of the movie.
Nice. So, what are your thoughts on Friday?
I like it a lot. I know it's not a great Oscar-winning movie, but it's probably because I saw this first when I was young, and it just kind of grew on me. So I like it a lot. It entertains me.
This came out, I don't know if I mentioned it, came out in 95. It was right when the indie film boom was happening. You had Kevin Smith and Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez all coming out around this time, and in a lot of the film books, like textbooks and stuff, they always mention Friday as one of the ones that really broke through, because when this came out, there just wasn't a whole lot out there like this. It was a small indie film, new director. I don't know if Ice Cube was in anything as far as acting before this. Was he?
I think he was in a couple of things.
Maybe. Well, he was in Boys in the Hood. That came out before this. But he was in Higher Learning and Trespass and The Glass Shield. I'm not sure what The Glass Shield is. So he was in a couple things before this, but this was a pretty popular movie back then.
Plus, it's Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Everyone just thought Chris Tucker was hilarious.
Certainly a breakout role.
Yeah.
For him,
before
sure.
Before that whole shtick kind of grew tiresome.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what are your thoughts on this, Adam? Because everyone's seen Friday.
Yeah, I remember liking it when I was younger. I kind of wish I rewatched it for this. I didn't. Part of me thinks that maybe I just liked it back then because everybody liked it and quoted it all the time.
You just wanted to be included?
I think so.
You were a lonely kid?
Nah, I wouldn't say I was lonely, but...
looking for acceptance.
I wasn't really lonely.
So you joined the cult of Friday.
But I remember liking it, yes. I remember hating the sequels, and I remember liking this one.
Yeah, I love this movie. I actually just threw this out. I had this on VHS. I just threw it out like last week.
Oh, really? That's a shame. Should have
come
covered that.
I like Next Friday, but I don't like the third one. I really don't like.
Friday After Next?
Yeah.
I hated it. I didn't see the third one. I saw the second one, and that was enough. I was like, nope.
We're done.
It was awful.
What's the name from Kids in it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Casper from Kids.
Yes.
Before he died. Yeah, this I did not like this. The sequel was completely different. It just had this more glossy mainstream studio vibe to it, and the comedy wasn't the same. I mean, it was still pretty like the comedy in the first Friday was pretty lowbrow, but it wasn't like, I remember a lot of the comedy in Next Friday just being gross out gags, and
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like it. The reason that I like Friday is because it looks low budget. You know, it looks kind of grimy, and that to me that was an endearing quality about it.
It taught me all kinds of life lessons.
Oh,
Like what?
Like
Fight with your fists?
yeah, I don't need a gun. I can just fight with my fists.
No, you definitely need a gun.
Both of them are a bad idea for
hmm. Were you somebody that used to quote this movie incessantly, Ryan?
not really. I do know a lot of people used to, but I really didn't know.
I only remember like 2 quotes that people used to say.
That you got to knock the fuck out. That's the
Yeah,
big one.
and the "you know this, man."
Yeah.
That's it. I don't remember a lot from this movie.
I don't either. Actually,
it's one of those I'm afraid to go back to.
Same here.
Because I'm gonna be watching it and be like, what the fuck? Why did I like this? Why did I have this on VHS? It was like the only movie I had on VHS. It was the main reason I threw it out, because it's kind of weird just having one VHS tape.
Yeah.
That was my VHS collection. Friday.
I remember people used to quote John Witherspoon's character a lot with the. There was like a scene where he was like taking a shit or something, and a lot of people loved that scene.
I do remember him taking a shit.
Yeah. And he invites us to scoop into the bathroom to have a conversation.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
It's funny when it happens to other people.
Just say no. Just say no. What's he gonna? He's on the toilet. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
Just be like, no thanks.
You're basically trapped there.
Yeah. Just fucking put something in front of the door too. Lock him in there. Teach him a lesson. Don't invite me into the bathroom while you're taking a shit. See, we're learning life lessons.
Yeah. Lots of life lessons being learned. This got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. Pretty good score. There's only 22 reviews counted. It was a successful film. It had a budget of $3.5 million, but it grossed almost $28 million in the U.S.
Wow.
So obviously that's what caused the sequels to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna give you one of the sequels. I was gonna give you Friday After Next, the third one. But I was like, you know what? No, I actually want to do a decent movie this week.
You're actually being a good friend.
For once. Yeah. Well, also because of the F. Gary Gray connection. So let's go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about F. Gary Gray. So he directed a whole bunch of movies that most of you probably are aware of, including Set It Off, The Negotiator, The Italian Job, Be Cool, Law Abiding Citizen. That was his last one. Some of those are decent. Oh, he did A Man Apart, too. Forgot to mention that one. Some of those are decent. What do you think of his filmography, Ryan?
I Set It Off a lot.
You would.
Does seem like something that's right up your alley.
If I remember correctly, you had the Set It Off soundtrack, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite joint on that soundtrack? You remember?
The ones involving Queen Latifah?
Was there a song? I can't remember at all.
Was it the Bone Thugs and Harmony? Days of Our Lives? Yeah.
That was it.
Are you looking that up, or do you just remember the tracks on the Set It Off soundtrack?
I have them memorized. I actually have a poster in my bedroom. Over
the
my
floating head poster. That's a classic one.
That song was called First of the Month, right?
The Bone Thugs song?
Was that it?
I know the song you're talking about. I don't know if that's the song Kevin mentioned that appears on the Set It Off soundtrack.
I don't think that's the one. Maybe.
It probably is. It's a song I remember from Bone Thugs to the Light.
It's the first of the month. Remember that?
Wake up,
Yeah.
wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up. Oh,
That
Bone
CD was
Thugs.
the best.
There's another song on there by girls. That's all I remember.
There's a
Hip hop
song on there by
by
girls.
girls.
Just girls.
But boy, I can't remember who it was or what it was.
But you just know that it was a female.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't look it up now.
Don't. Wait. Do that later.
Was En Vogue on it?
That was it, yeah.
I just said that. I don't know if that's true or not. I was just thinking of it a girl group from back then.
Okay, so we're just... This whole episode is about the Set It Off soundtrack. Yeah.
I'm gonna rename the title from Ryan Watches Friday to Ryan Talks About the Set It Off soundtrack.
Oh, where's the soundtrack?
What?
Oh, okay, here we go. En Vogue is on it, yeah.
Nice.
That F. Gray guy did do a lot of music videos also.
Yeah, he did a bunch of music videos for R. Kelly, Babyface, Cypress Hill, Outkast, Ice Cube. Looks like maybe some Snoop Dogg in there too. What about The Negotiator? Did you like that one?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I enjoyed that.
For some reason, I used to love The Negotiator when I was a kid. When I saw that movie,
I
loved it. I don't even understand. I don't understand why I loved it. I saw it again not too long ago, and I still liked it. But I watched it like 5 times when I was a kid. Just all Negotiator all day.
I haven't seen him for a long time.
It looks like he hasn't done anything good for a while. Probably The Italian Job. I think that was generally well received, but Be Cool was not at all. And Law Abiding Citizen, that was the one with Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler that I think was not received very well.
Yeah, that was back during that time when they were trying to make Gerard Butler a thing.
It didn't last too long, did it?
No.
It lasted about a year.
They went all in with Gerard Butler.
And then he made that action romance comedy thing with Jennifer Aniston, and that was it for him.
It was done. It was over.
I think F. Gary Gray seems to be a decent director, to me, at least. He kind of seems like a bit of a jobber to me, but I guess he's a good pick for Straight Outta Compton.
I think it would definitely make sense.
Whatever happened to who are the guys that did Menace to Society?
Oh, the brothers?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Hughes
what were their
brothers.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to them?
I don't know.
I feel like they could do a. They did the Book of Eli. That's right. I forgot about that. That wasn't too bad. I feel like they could have done a good Straight Outta Compton because they're the ones that did Dead Presidents.
Yeah, but F. Gary Gray makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, as far as like Hollywood, big Hollywood style movies, makes more sense. And plus, he's been working with those artists for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts before I give you your drum roll on Friday, Ryan?
Whitefish?
Watch it. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard you recommend a movie. Normally, it's either don't or
Meh.
Clown.
Meh.
It was all right. All right. Let's go ahead and give you a drum roll. What do you give Friday?
A 5.
A 5.
Well, I told you. It's not like a Oscar-winning movie. But on better hands, guys, it would probably be like an 8 or 9.
What's your score? Look, when you give these scores out, this isn't just like what you think other people perceive it or anything like that. It's your personal score. This is
6.
Ryan's score.
6.
Okay, so
What?
giving
Bumped
Friday
up
a
one.
6.
Yeah, it's called Ryan Watches a Movie. Ryan, come on.
Just because you think that other people may not like it or would give it a 5, then don't worry about that. You just give it the score that you think it deserves.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah, this is all, like when Kevin and I review movies on the site, I don't think about, oh, well, other people hated Fort Tilden, so I'm going to give it a 2 or whatever.
Plus, this is probably actually a lot better than a lot of Oscar-winning movies.
Probably.
Like, it's better. It's better than The English Patient.
Well, I mean, you put Friday in front of me, and you put Lincoln in front of me.
Yeah,
Friday.
I'm going.
Or
Friday
War
every
Horse.
single day.
Or
Every day.
The Imitation Game, or any of those.
I just want somebody that's listening to this to be like, well, if I gave that like a 9 and it's not entertainment, it's alright, but it's not a great movie.
You gotta get some backbone into that rating.
Don't
be worried about those people.
Years, and I've never had backbone. I'm like gonna start now.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's right there's one thing that you should have learned from Friday, because that's what this movie's all about. It's getting a backbone.
That's true.
Damn. Come on, Ryan.
The only backbone I have is not take a gun to a fight. I'm just gonna use my fist.
To wheel yourself away.
Yes.
So, what do you think about Straight Outta Compton?
I'm kind of interested. For some reason, I really like how easy sounds like easy.
Well, the Ice Cube's son freaking sounds, looks, and raps exactly like him. It's actually kind of scary. So I'm actually interested. I heard it's quite long. It's like 2.5 hours long. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign or just what it is. But
oh boy.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm sure that it is a story that does require a significant amount of time to tell. So I'm all right with that as long as there's nothing in it that I feel like it doesn't need to be in there.
But there's definitely gonna be that.
Probably. There's probably gonna be all kinds of love stories in there.
That whole story kind of ages me now.
Yeah, I mean they're
like always when I was younger. I listened to that music, but I still do kinda. But I always wondered what their lives were like outside of music. And hopefully this will tell me.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it turns out that they just led regular old middle class lives. And it was just like really boring. They just had regular old lives.
Most of them are cashiers.
Yeah.
The other one worked at a Days Inn.
And they were all pretending. It was all an elaborate ruse.
I
don't know. What do you think about this one, Kevin?
I'll probably check it out at some point in time. I'm not gonna head out to the cinema to see it, but
yeah,
if it pops up on Netflix or something like that, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to rush out to the theater and see it, but I might catch it like week 2 or 3 or something that it's out.
Yeah, I could. For me, I don't need to know the backstory. I just listen to some NWA. If I'm jonesing for some NWA. Listen to it.
Have either of you heard the new Dre album?
I have not yet.
Compton.
No. I was never a fan of Dre though.
What'd you say, Ryan?
I've heard a couple songs.
I listened to.
You would have had that shit like the second it came out. Weren't you a big Dre fan? I thought you were.
I am, but actually I didn't even know it's coming out with a new album.
Well, nobody knew. He dropped it. It was a surprise.
Well, he's been coming out with it for like 17 years.
That is also true.
They're probably even longer than that.
I think he announced it on a radio show and then dropped it like the next day or something. It's crazy. I listened to most of it. It's all right, I guess.
Yeah, you weren't a big Dre fan either, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big Dre fan. He's all right. I like him. I think I like him more maybe as a producer than an actual rapper.
Yeah.
But the the album is definitely, like, it definitely has that Dre vibe to it, but at the same time, it's definitely a modern album. Like, Kendrick Lamar's on maybe 4 tracks. So if you're into Kendrick Lamar, plenty of him in there. And, it's not something that I'm going to be popping on when I go out every day or anything, but it seems decent enough. I don't know.
Sold it. People are probably rushing out right now to pick it up.
Well, I haven't listened to the whole thing either, so I don't want to, like,
getting that Dre
pass judgment on it without actually listening to the whole thing in its entirety. I skipped a bunch of tracks and probably didn't listen to the last 3 or 4. It's 16 tracks, so it's a decent length.
It'd be fun if he waited all that time and dropped like an EP. That was just one song, but like 3 different mixes.
Yeah. That's what they used to do.
It's just a one song, an instrumental, and an acapella. That's it.
And then a Skrillex remix.
Oh God! Could you imagine how awful that would be?
And then a Major Lazer remix.
Gotta get that Major Lazer remix. Gotta. You ain't shitting unless you got that Major Lazer remix.
Oh man, music is hot.
I'm kind of curious why. Did the Hype Williams ever direct me? Yeah, he did. Wow, he did Bella.
Hype Williams, yeah.
Why did he not do something like this?
Because he sucks.
F. Gary
Gray
already has the connections to the people that are behind the story.
Yeah, but F. Gary Gray is an actual film director. Hype Williams did like 1 movie. I'm not saying that he's not a good
job. He did a good job with Belly.
No, he didn't. Let's be real.
I love that man.
I'm gonna have to see Belly at some point in time.
It's terrible. It is a terrible. I like Belly too, but it's a complete guilty pleasure. The movie itself is utterly ridiculous. DMX lives in that house that I think it's DMX. Everything's white. There's no color in his house at all. All the like walls, chairs, tables, everything is completely solid white. And then his girlfriend comes out and it looks like she just took an oil bath. You could like see a reflection in her skin.
That part's kind of gross.
Well, everything about that movie just feels like it feels like it's a 2-hour-long music video. There's so much. It's so stylized. Everything's in slow motion.
This actually sounds kind of fun.
Oh, I absolutely recommend it. It's got a great soundtrack too, but I recognize that it is utterly ridiculous. It needed more Method Man too. Method Man was awesome, and he plays like a hitman.
Nice.
Nas was pretty. There's a lot of good people.
No. Let's back that up a little bit too. Yeah, the acting. One of the things that makes that movie a train wreck is the acting. DMX is the worst actor ever, and he's cast in one of the main roles. He talks like how he raps, which is the worst thing ever.
You're just making this sound better.
And honestly, I love Nas. I love his music, but he is not a good actor either. I mean, it's not. What was that movie with? Damn it! I remember our friend Justin was all about it. It was a movie with.
Oh man!
With like Memphis Bleak in it.
State Penitentiary.
Is that what it was?
No, that's not the name of it.
I'm pretty.
It might have been State something.
Cradle to the Grave.
I'm typing in Memphis Bleak and.
Exit Wounds.
Exit Wounds.
That was DMX.
Damn it. State Property.
That's one.
State Property.
I know I was a P.
So Belly's better than State Property, but
yeah.
Beanie Siegel.
Everything is better than State Property.
Yeah.
It's awful.
In the new Dre album, there's a song with Exhibit.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep. Better believe it.
Okay.
He does songs with Ice Cube and Snoop and lots of people. All right. Any final thoughts on Friday, Ryan, or Straight Outta Compton?
No. Thanks for giving me a movie I like.
That you gave a 6.
Hey man, I told you, just like you said.
We're following it up next week with State Property.
Yeah. I recognize Friday is not an awesome movie, but it's on later night.
Okay, so you view Friday like how I view Belly. If someone were to give me Belly and say to give it a score, I'd give it like a 3.
But you still love it.
But I still love Belly just because it's got that, I don't know what, sentimental.
The nightclub scene at the beginning.
I guess some movies just have sentimental value. You know, it's sort of like when we did our Guilty Pleasures segment on the show.
Yeah, a lot of power. A lot of power in that nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for the week. Send us your questions. Podcast at filmpulse.net is the address. Follow us on Twitter, at filmpulsenet, at filmpulsekevin, and at mylegsdon'twork. And please take a look at our Patreon page. Patreon.com/filmpulse is the address. Please consider subscribing for as little as $1 per month and help support the show. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you on Monday.
See ya.